Well, a huge Mohamed Kudus to Arsenal transfer hit has been dropped by Jacob's Ben, and this is one of those that you have to go ahead and obviously know that the Arsenal's or the interest of Arsenal in Mohamed Kudus is concrete. Now, when I was doing a story of the Mohamed Kudus hijack, I really got very many, not very many, but some people came out and said or commented that they are not Arsenal was not interested in Mohamed Kudus. That's why Chelsea have gone ahead to hijack the deal. And I told you that the interest is concrete because Sam Mikbo, who dropped the story, was really one of the credible journalists I've ever seen, and I think most of you have gone ahead to know him for a very long time, and people are really saying no, it's not concrete. But guys, it's a concrete interest from Arsenal for Mohamed Kudus, and that is the story that we're going to go ahead and obviously front line with this episode that starts off our Monday. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani. It's much like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Guys, we've not yet hit 16,000 subscribers, and let me see how many subscribers are we left to hit the number. We are left with just 9 subscribers to hit 16,000 subscribers. So guys, I beg you that on this video, let's get just 10 subscribers to really match that and obviously make a celebration and hit onto another milestone. But today, we should really do that. And Zaha has gone ahead to leave London. That is Wilfred Zaha, and he is really one of those that has gone ahead to leave Crystal Palace, and I'm going to let you know his new team. Now, Rokan David is my name. Follow us on Twitter at Rokan Media FB for more news and details as far as these transfers are really concerned. And let's see close to 400 likes smashed onto this video. Now, this is Jacob's Ben via GFB Sport. He has told us that Arsenal are genuinely interested in Mohamed Kudus for sure. First of all, they need to resolve the situation of Thomas Partey, who has interest from Saudi Arabia. Outgoings will be key to understand what Arsenal do next, but Kudus is one player on their list. Now, you know who Jacob's Ben is. He's one of the credible journalists I've gone ahead to see in this country, and has gone ahead to put out the best of information that most of us have been using on this channel and other channels. That is really so much concrete, and he works for CBC Sport, and right now he's in America, and has gone ahead and given us a very huge hint onto the Mohamed Kudus. Now, for all those that we are saying that Arsenal's interest in Mohamed Kudus was not concrete, you now know that the interest is 100% concrete, as Kudus is a player that Mikel Arteta really wants. And I've always gone ahead to let you know why Arsenal need Mohamed Kudus. It's because he's a player that can obviously come in through and put on competition to Bukayo Saka, and maybe even get him out of the starting 11 of Arsenal. But the most important bit of it all is all about rotation. When you look at Bukayo Saka, he's a player that is going to play very many games this season, and I think Arsenal can hit 60 games or 70 this season, and one of the positions I'm not going to hate to address is that of Bukayo Saka, and that's why they're in for Mohamed Kudus. One of the players that Arsenal were in for in that position a lot was one of the players that Arsenal were in for in that position was Moussa Diaby, and Moussa Diaby has found himself going to Aston Villa, and it's a here we go sounded here on this channel, and he's no longer available, and he has signed for Aston Villa, and Arsenal are now left with only one option, that is Mohamed Kudus, and maybe others that they might be really looking for in the market, because Arsenal never stops to really surprise us in this transfer window. So as it stands, it's all about Mohamed Kudus coming in through to be on the list of Arsenal, and is confirmed by a credible journalist, that is Jacob's Ben. But they're talking about Thomas Partey into the mix, that Arsenal should really look at the outgoings. But I think for Mohamed Kudus, it's not all about Thomas Partey, because Thomas Partey plays in a far different position than Mohamed Kudus. I really understand that Mohamed Kudus plays in the midfield, but not in the central defense midfield area. He can play as a number 8, he can play as a number 10, but he doesn't play as a CDM for Arsenal. So Thomas Partey to Saudi Arabia is really very confusing. But it won't be the reason as to why Arsenal is going to lean on to sign Mohamed Kudus. I think Arsenal has some money to sign Mohamed Kudus, and they could spend a lot of money. As you've seen for Ron Balogun not being used a lot, that shows you Arsenal are going to sell Balogun like for £45 million. Arsenal are going to sell Kientieni. Today has gone ahead and really spoke to Athletic on his future, although he has not gone ahead to say that he wants out, but looks like he's one of those players that is going to be sold. So Arsenal can make sales that can really collect close to £150 million. That is Arsenal for you. So as it stands, it's Arsenal doing its business, and they are not yet done. They really need more players to come in through and obviously strengthen that side, and especially that right attacking side of the midfield where Bukayo Saka plays. And when Kudus comes in through, obviously it will be good news for Arsenal, but they face competition from Chelsea, because Chelsea first want to agree personal terms with the player, because they know Ajax is willing to sell. Looking like Ajax is willing to see it that they get off the players, they offload players that really want to go, get in the money, and when they get in the monies, they will obviously try to get in others. So Chelsea is in the mix, trying to hijack the deal, and Ajax is wanting money. But if you're Ajax, a bidding war won't do you bad in this situation, because when a bidding war really elapses, do you know what that means? It means that you're going to earn more than you used to earn, because for Lisandro Martinez, they wouldn't have gotten close to 40 or 50 million pounds for Man United if they are not really fighting for the signature of Lisandro Martinez with Arsenal. That is it. And for Julian Timber, if there was another team that was really fighting for him, I think Arsenal would have gone ahead to get Julian Timber for £41 million. They would have gone ahead to pay close to 50 or more for the signature of the Dutch international. So let's wait and see how that happens, but it looks like Mohamed Kudus is one of those that is planning to leave Arsenal. So he's planning to leave Ajax, and one of his destinations could be Arsenal, Brighton, or sorry about that, Brighton, or Chelsea. That is it. So let's go to Declan Rice, the most expensive Arsenal signing ever. Now, Declan Rice has gone ahead and really hailed the stadium of Emirates, and he said, "When I stood there in the box and looked out, it felt so surreal." That is it. So that is Declan Rice explaining to us how he felt when he really saw the stadium of Arsenal. And guys, things concerning stadiums are really so much important that they even attract players to come to your side. To me, I first saw it, or first heard it, on Gattuso. Gennaro Gattuso was asked when he was still an active footballer that which team do you feel like you have to go ahead and really play for? He said Liverpool. Why? Because of the stadium and the way the fans really support. He feels like he's in love with that and would have gone ahead to really be part of that. Gabriel Jesus, when he signed for Arsenal, he made a statement onto the state of art of Arsenal. The architecture of Arsenal just blew him away, and he said he loves the stadium of Emirates. And this is another player coming in through, known as Declan Rice, hailing the stadium of Arsenal, that it's one of the best that he has ever gone ahead to play for. Sorry, it's one of the best that's ever gone ahead to play in, and he feels like it's really surreal. So teams like Man United should learn from this, that a stadium is another attractive bit that keeps all that can attract players to come to your side. That's why we fans of Man United have always called upon for the improvement of the stadium. So this is Declan Rice and Mikel Arteta in the box, and he was having a look at the stadium of Arsenal, where he's going to be playing for the next 4 or 5 years of his career in London. That is Declan Rice for you, and so much appreciative of the stadium. So it is surreal, and Emirates is one of the most urban stadiums that are in London, and it's really taking them by storm. Now, leaving the story of Declan Rice alone, let's sum it up with Zaha. Zaha is one of those players that Arsenal have always wanted, but ever since Arteta came in through, just felt like he was not interested in him because Martinelli just hit the ground running. But Unai Emery, before he left Arsenal, he was one of those managers that wanted Arsenal to sign this guy. But having spent close to 2 months when he's a free agent, yesterday Fabrizio Romano put up a story that official Galatasaray confirm talks have started to sign Wilfried Zaha on a free transfer. Negotiations are advanced as Zaha could be next signing after Bakambu. Crystal Palace offered him record new deal, but Galatasaray are pushing to get it done. So after that, we got a confirmation that Wilfried Zaha to Galatasaray, agreement reached between parties, documents being checked soon, club booking medical tests, 3-year deal expected. Here we go, sounded by Fabrizio Romano. So he's going to be a player of Galatasaray, but he leaves the Premier League in a way that most people are not even going to understand, and obviously all ask themselves, why is he going to leave the league? Because he was really a very good player, but I think he wanted to play Champions League football, and with no Premier League team coming in through to offer him Champions League football, maybe Wilfried Zaha obviously found it so much important to go to Galatasaray and play in the Champions League, and he has gone ahead to snap very many chances of very many huge monies coming from Saudi Arabia, and he said, I shouldn't really be driven by money. I'm here to stay, and obviously I'm going to Galatasaray. So let's wait and see how that pans out. We want to see the contract details and how much is going to be offered to this gentleman, because this deal must be all about money and playing into the Champions League. Wilfried Zaha has been at Crystal Palace for a very long time, sold to Crystal Palace by Man United, and they had what we call a resale clause, but him running down his contract means Crystal Palace couldn't sell him, and they found themselves in a situation of really losing out on money. And this is what I go ahead and retail teams, that why should you overprice a player that you got on a cheap? They are calling in for £60 million, but the fact is he really worth £60 million? I don't think he's a £60 million player. He's not. He's not. However much, the market has gone ahead to obviously go beyond the levels that expect it to be. But at his age, almost 30 years of age, how does he become a £60 million player? He's not. He's not. So at that age, he had to go to Galatasaray to get in some money. Though they offered him a deal of £200,000 a week at Crystal Palace to stay, he said, no, I'm not staying. I'm going to be a free agent, and I'm going to find myself playing elsewhere next season. And guess where he's going to be playing at? It's Turkey, Galatasaray. So guys, your thoughts on Kudus to Arsenal, huge transfer hit dropped. Welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Wilfried Zaha signing for Galatasaray? And lastly, what's your take onto the comments of Declan Rice on the Stadium of Emirates? So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. To my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu fikum. Ciao, ciao, my beautiful mates. You are loved and adored.